Hey there, how's it going? It's LordChar1892 and today we're going to be reviewing Lies of P. Now this review comes to you after having completed the game to 100%. This review is going to be spoiler free and any footage used is only going to be used from the promotional material or the very first level. Now if you enjoy Soulsborne games, Soulsborne content, or just difficult games in general, feel free to drop me a subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I am just starting out here on this YouTube journey. I really appreciate if you guys help me reach my goal to get to 500 subscribers. Thank you again. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now first, let's go over what kind of a game Lies of P is. Lies of P is a Souls-like game. Now what does that mean? That means it takes heavy inspiration from the Dark Souls games and other games produced by FromSoft, including Sekiro and Bloodborne. So what the developers NeoWiz did was take the elements from those titles and add their own spin on them. You have the health regeneration rally system from Bloodborne, but you can only regenerate health lost through blocking. From Sekiro, you have the parry-centric combat, but with a little bit more precision required. You also have the prosthetic arm called Legion Arm in Lies of P, which adds a whole new layer of combat. From Dark Souls, you have the game's framework from level design, difficulty, hub areas, bonfires, Estus flasks, and the list goes on. All of these elements and some improvements to the formula from NeoWiz makes Lies of P. So if you're thinking, what improvements did NeoWiz make? For example, they added a progression system or a skills tree called P-Organ. It allows you to spec into attack, defense, item, or abilities for you to be able to craft your own playstyle. Regenerating pulse cells. Once you have emptied all your Estus flasks or pulse cells, the game allows you to regenerate one more pulse cells or Estus flasks as long as you keep on the offensive. It allows you to keep exploring and playing the game. It has a weapon deconstruction system. You're allowed to take any blade and any handle as long as they're common weapons, excluding boss weapons, and it allows you to mix and match with various different weapon arts and abilities. There's also no level prerequisites for any weapon, allowing you to truly use every weapon in the game. This game's take on fashion is something new. I really enjoyed their take on fashion in Lies of P. They have a system where you can wear any outfit you would like without it affecting your stats. No longer are you forced to wear ugly outfits just because they have the best stats, but instead, their stat system comes from internal parts that are not visible. Internal parts are upgraded through the game, chests, or through purchasing from vendors. They're hidden so you can't see them, allowing you to wear your favorite outfit. Next, a story you can actually follow without needing a PhD in forensic science. But that doesn't mean that the story isn't deep nor complex. And finally, the source material. Adapting childhood stories that we know, but featuring a more dark and mature theme that better reflects the morals of the original works. Really gets me excited for all the possibilities. Could you imagine a Alice in Wonderland / Bloodborne mix-up? Next, we're going to go over some of the shortfalls I found in Lies of P. Now for a game called Lies of P, the lying system is very basic. I felt that it could have been better integrated, maybe like how humanity was integrated into Dark Souls 2, where it affected your character by limiting your HP when you die too many times, thus losing your humanity. I'm not saying it should have been that way, but something where the lies affected your character, either through visuals or through stats. If it gave you an option to tell the truth, and maybe the truth was more enticing with rewards, but the truth would hinder your stats, or lying was more beneficial to your stats, but the rewards were worse. Something along the lines where it felt like the choice you made could also impact your character. Now, other than that, the only other thing is really more of a nitpick, to be honest. Whenever I finished my first playthrough, I got New Game Plus baited. Alright? What that means is the "Do you want to start New Game Plus" message appeared before I had loaded back into the hotel or to the Stargate, so to say. So it started my New Game Plus immediately. But what I didn't know is that you're supposed to go back to the hotel first before you start New Game Plus so you could finish your quest, right? So what that ended up happening to me is I had to do a 4th playthrough to finish all the achievements. So kind of a nitpick, but you know, I got New Game Plus baited. And finally, nerfing the game. I don't know why, but if you make a Souls-like game, the point of it is for it to be hard, right? So I don't see why they went through and nerfed some of the bosses, right? If there is a help system in the game, the Spectre or the Summon, what they did to the Summon was fine, where they buffed the Summon, made it last longer, all that stuff is great, right? Because that's a help system. If you're not really into the game for the challenge, you have the Spectre to help you. I feel like maybe they should have focused more on buffing the Spectre but leaving the bosses alone how they were originally designed, so for players like myself who want the challenge can still have the original challenge that was. And that's about it. I'm gonna be honest, there isn't very much shortfalls to the game. It runs smoothly, it has beautiful graphics, the story is amazing, it calls into question what is humanity, what is right and wrong, and at what point does a loving gesture turn into a malicious act. I would 100% recommend this game to anybody who is willing to try it. It's a perfect starting point if you want to get into games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. It can almost act like a Dark Souls light. This game is very accessible, it's very beautiful, and I loved my time with this game, and I'm pretty sure you will too. I would give Lies of P a 9.7, hands down the best Souls-like game made to this day. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the game. Would you call me a liar?